Welcome to Hollywood. You have arrived.
Hello and welcome to LA Currents. I'm Anita Bennett. The Hollywood Walk of Fame is one of the most iconic landmarks in California. Joining us now to talk about the popular attraction's past and its future is Anna Martinez. You are the producer of the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Correct.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So you just announced your class of 2023. Tell us about it. Who's on the list?
We've got 24 new honorees. Jenny Rivera, the late Jenny Rivera will be one, the late Paul Walker. And those two have gotten a lot of traction. People love them and they're very excited. And I expect huge crowds for those. We selected Lenny Kravitz, the Pentatonics, Uma Thurman, quite a few amazing celebrities.
How long ago did the Walk of Fame begin?
The Walk of Fame began in 1960. There were a couple of chamber executives, Harry Sugarman and E.M. Stewart, and they used to get asked, where are the stars? We don't see any stars. So they thought, yeah, we need to get some stars out here. And they had C.E. Toberman, who was a developer in the area, pick out the colors, it's the gray and pink. And but first they were going to put them on a ceiling of a place, and that didn't work out. They didn't like that. And then they were going to do caricatures, but they were concerned that the celebrity would not like their caricatures and they'd have to redo them. So they decided on creating the emblems that represent each category.
Wow. Well, what are the stars made of?
They're made out of terrazzo, and they're made by an amazing Italian family, the Paternostro family, and I started 35 years ago with their grandfather, and then I work with the son and the grandson and the cousin, so it's a family affair, and they're great people.
The recipients have 2 years to schedule a star ceremony.
Correct.
From the time that you announce the list. Has anyone ever not done that?
Oh yeah. We just did the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think we waited more than 13 years for them. So basically they expire, but then I call the chairperson and I said, it's Ellen Kay from Coast Radio, and I say, are you okay? Do you want me to reinstate the star? She goes, of course. So we did the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but we waited a long time for them.
In terms of the popularity, I think I've read that this is like one of the top 5 most popular landmarks, tourist spots in California.
It's number 2
Wow.
in California. And before COVID, I don't know what the numbers are now, but before COVID, it was 10 million a year that would come and see it.
So the big question, what does it cost to install a star, do the ceremony, everything?
Okay, so when you nominate someone on walkoffame.com, you have to have permission, first of all, from the celebrity in writing. Then we vote, the committee votes in June, and it's a $55,000 sponsorship fee. The majority of that money goes to a group called the Hollywood Historic Trust, and they repair and maintain the stars. The rest of the money goes to the making of the star, the breaking up of the square, making the star, security, a plaque, the whole production setup, everything. And that's where the rest of the money goes for a free event that we give to the tourists and fans.
And who does the nominating? Is it fans, studios?
Anybody can nominate a person with their permission, as I said, but it's usually record labels, TV, networks. Yeah, as long as they get the permission in writing, they can nominate them.
Okay, I'm gonna get a little newsy here. Probably your 2 most controversial stars, Bill Cosby and Donald Trump. So what do you tell the media, the folks clamoring for them to be removed?
We don't remove stars. They're a part of the fabric of the history of the Walk of Fame. So we will not remove them. We will repair them when they're damaged, as we have been with Mr. Trump's.
What are some of the stars that you get the most requests for information about?
Marilyn Monroe, James Dean, Johnny Depp. We used to have an office there by his star at the Roosevelt Hotel was our office. And I used to walk by his star to go to the parking lot, and I thought, if I had $1 for every person taking a picture, I'd be rich. Because they love Johnny Depp.
And Michael Jackson, I had some friends come from the East Coast, and that was like the main thing they wanted to see. And tell folks how they can find out where a star is located.
Oh, we have a website, walkoffame.com. We have these maps that they can come to the office and get. There's an app called the Official Walk of Fame app, and they can look up the people there. Or they can call the office. Sometimes they'll get me, and I'll just tell them where.
Wow. So what have been some of your most popular ceremonies in terms of what did you like? Which stars?
I loved Andrea Bocelli's ceremony. He was not expected to sing. There was a group of children who sang on his record album, for a Christmas album, and a little girl did her solo, and he started singing with her. Even the cops were crying. It was very emotional. And Sophia Loren was another one. That was, she was just so awesome, so cool. And I'm trying to think, there's a lot of them. They're tear jerkers. I've been doing this for 35 years. I see them cry, I start to cry. It's a very emotional event for many of these people.
Can you think of off the top of your head how many of these you've produced?
More than 800.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. I beat Johnny Grant, he used to brag. I've done 600 stars. Like, oh, Johnny, I beat you.
And Johnny Grant was known as the honorary mayor of Hollywood. He was larger than life figure.
He was. I worked with him for 20 years. I was a really shy kid starting to work there, and he mentored me, and now I just talk too much. But he was fun to work with. Yeah. We did a star for Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali, because his name is the name of the Prophet Muhammad, he asked Johnny if Johnny would do it on the wall of what is the Dolby Theater. And so Muhammad Ali's star, because of Johnny allowing it, is the only star on a wall.
Wow.
Yeah.
And was that because he didn't want people
He didn't want people to
walking?
step on the name of the Prophet Muhammad.
Okay. Oh.
And I had to go out there when he passed away, and we encircled it with ropes and stuff, and a lot of people went out there to pay their respects to him. And same with Michael Jackson. We do the memorial flowers for them, and people come in droves.
Wow. Any other stars that you had a lot of visitors for?
Our Latino people. Vicente Fernandez was a mariachi. He recently passed away. I did not know that this was going to happen. I did a ceremony for him on Veterans Day. Not thinking everybody in the world would be off that day. They all showed up. And so he had the largest amount of people. It was 4,000 people. Wow. Yeah, and that was, for many, many years, he was the record holder. And we did Selena Quintanilla.
Selena?
Yeah, and she beat him by 500. So she had 4,500 at a nighttime ceremony. And yeah, but he held that record a long time, and now she's got it.
Now, how many stars are there on the Walk of Fame?
Over 2,700.
Are you about to run out of room?
No, because Johnny Grant used to live at the Roosevelt. And so that was the most popular location, was Roosevelt, and we ran out. So Johnny and I were thinking, why don't we do a second row? So we have a second row of stars. So we'll never run out. And if we ever run out of all those second rows that we've created, we'll probably go down maybe Sunset or side streets, something like that.
But it extends all the way down to the Capitol Records building, correct?
So the Walk of Fame is on Hollywood Boulevard from La Brea to Gower, on Vine Street from Sunset to Yucca.
Wow. Well, Ana Martinez, producer of the Hollywood Walk of Fame, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your knowledge with us. Once again, can you tell people the website to get more information?
Sure. The website is walkoffame.com, and you'll get all kinds of information, how to nominate, the history, press releases of upcoming stars. That's where you'll see it all.
Excellent. That is going to do it for this edition of LA Currents. I'm Anita Bennett. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.